How tragic for Meg and Haz. After William becomes king, tragedy strikes Archie. Welcome back to our YouTube channel dedicated to news on the UK royal news trend. We just learned that Archie Mountbatten Windsor is being brought up in the United States, as confirmed by a royal expert. Since every nation has its own traditions and customs, he will study our constitution and learn to speak English. After finishing high school, Archie may enlist in the United States military. Archie may go to college in California. The main idea is that Archie has become a true American citizen. The young man holds dual US and British citizenship, but because Archie is not being brought up in Britain, he will miss out on a formal education in British history and the function of the monarchy. In fact, Archie's parents' disdain for the British monarchy makes it probable that anything he learns about the monarchy would be negative. Archie will learn his parents' true feelings regarding the United Kingdom and will likely come to share those feelings. How significant would this part be? The likelihood that Prince William will be king by the time Archie is an adult means that Archie will be the monarch's nephew rather than his cousin. And as Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis have children of their own, Archie will fall even further down the line of succession. Unless he reconciles with his distant cousin, Archie will be completely out of place in the United States. This is the legacy that Harry, the former prince, will leave his child, a youngster with the legitimate claim to royal lineage. The youngster won't understand a word of it, though, because he has no interest in anything British. With each passing dynasty, he will find himself increasingly out of place. The young man may be the king's grandson for the time being, but in 17 years that will undoubtedly change. As an American nephew, Archie has no place. I can't help worry what Archie will think when he learns what he could have had if only his parents weren't so puffed up on their own self-importance. What a shame Archie's parents were also jerks when Archie finally realises what may have been. I have to wonder if he would abandon his parents. The current and future difficulties Archie faces may be directly traced back to his father, Prince Harry. If he'd been somewhat decent, he would have instructed his royal bride to stop acting like an idiot and start learning the ins and outs of her position. But now, even as the grandmother of the king, Meghan has been stripped of her status and will have no further part in the royal family's affairs. His kingly grandfather will remain a mystery to him, that he never got to know his grandparents, great-grandparents, etc. It's something he will come to deeply regret. At some point, he will learn that his mother never developed close bonds with either her biological or her husband's families. Therefore, he has never known any relatives other than his grandma. Unfortunately, I don't think this will end well. Even though the public, the royal family and the media are all aware of Markle's claims that she was pregnant with their children Archie and Lily, they all seem to have doubts about whether or not these claims are true. It's common knowledge that women can easily obtain moon bump products to help them fool others into thinking they're pregnant, when they are not. I get the sense that the palace is beginning to ease up the reins on the release of previously restricted material about Meghan. Not only Meghan may use the media to slowly reveal information, after a while the teasers will become full-length articles, and then the floodgates of hell will open, and all of the information we ever wanted to know about that bitch will pour out. This time, Meghan, your screams will be heard by all of space. There has to be more emphasis on the moon bump. It's been tweeted countless times. On Twitter, people aren't afraid to speak their minds. Thousands of ordinary citizens are immune to legal action due to the alleged super injunction. So go ahead and file that suit. Hashtag Moonstruck Meghan. And then there's the enigma of the all-white renter Archie. The existence of the Lilibet child is still a mystery to me. Women who have experienced miscarriages are insulted by the Meghan never carried a child, Invisibet and Archie doesn't exist in Montecito, or any place around in this world. Hired kids, myth carriage remark. I can't stand the lying parasites whose laziness and inability to work are the sole explanations for why they gain weight after menopause, to whom she's attempting to appear credible. When Samantha Cohen related how a palace aide had referred to her as a strange organism, she pounced on the story. Why aren't all the non-disclosure agreements among the bullied employees revoked so they can speak out? According to Dan Wotton, he had access to the email announcing their departure long before Harry forwarded it to his dad. Why won't KC let the media relax the embargo so the press may publish all the dirt that they have on her? Moreover, I can see why the Harkles were hurt that Meghan wasn't invited to the Sandringham meeting. After all, that decision will have long-term consequences for Meghan. However, before Meghan Markle arrived on the scene, Princes Harry and William, Prince Charles and Queen Elizabeth were all members of the same family with a common responsibility to the crown and country. So, Harry's slashing and fleeing has various effects on them, leaving Meghan, maybe not, but probably not. After witnessing her manipulation of the family and bullying of her employees, they had good reason to be wary of her. The reason they kept Harry away from Her Majesty, whom Harry would have you believe is kind of weak and unable elderly lady, makes perfect sense to me. Actually, the opposite is true. She left the UK soon after they made the announcement, ostensibly to be with Archie in Canada, and we have no reason to believe she will ever return, leaving Harry to deal with his family on his own, and made me think at the time that she was a coward. The royal family declined an offer for her to participate over the phone during the privacy concerns, as her call could have been recorded and then potentially leaked to the media. Redundancy packages are not discussed with the employee's partner in the workplace, and she's just like everyone else. To be honest, I'm only passing through. The tensions within and amongst the royal family were already stoked by Meghan. I don't see why, after all that has happened, they would turn around and allow Meghan to come, only to stoke the fires further. If you ever had to deal with a narcissist in the family, you probably hope and pray they never return. Perhaps they felt that without Meghan in the picture, they would have a better chance of talking sense into Harry. This focus would have been on Meghan if she had been included. She's often proven to be a polarizing and self-absorbed member of the family. With Meghan sucking all the oxygen from the room, it was impossible to reach an objective conclusion or work through any issues. At last, they realised M's excessive influence over Harry. They probably thought Harry would be able to open up and speak more freely about his motivations in the meeting if she weren't present to act as a barrier for him. Actually, I haven't even watched that Netflix show yet. It's all I can take of the internet at this point, when Harry said that his brother was shouting and yelling and that he was scared. I didn't know what to make of it. This situation raises two questions for me. Harry's 2 tours of service in Afghanistan have garnered a lot of attention, and he's been dubbed the Warrior Prince. His brother's screaming and shouting scared him. Prince William is an attractive man in appearance, being both tall and well-built with broad shoulders. I'm curious as to what kind of breathing exercises he engaged in so that his massive chest could produce such a resonant scream. Who are you, by the way? What I'm saying makes sense, right? Leave your thoughts in the comment area and let's have a conversation about this happening. If you think our video is interesting, please give it a thumbs up and spread the word. For future updates from our staff, please subscribe to our UK Royal News Trend channel. Please enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.